There is a moment coming today that most Leos will misread completely, and if you catch it, it changes how the entire day feels. Someone close to you may push back on something you felt sure about, not because you are wrong, but because the sky is doing something it only does once a year. The sun, sitting right in your sign, is locking into a tense standoff with Pluto, the planet of power and transformation, across the relationship axis of your chart. That axis governs partnership, negotiation, and the mirror other people hold up to your confidence. When it activates like this, ordinary disagreements stop feeling ordinary. A comment from a partner, a friend, a sibling can suddenly feel loaded, personal, almost like a challenge to who you are. Here is the part most horoscopes will skip. This is not the universe telling you to fight harder for control. It is testing whether your confidence can survive being questioned without collapsing into defensiveness. Think of it like a bridge being tested for weight, not because it is weak, but because something real is about to cross it. Underneath that tension, though, there is a much gentler current running. Jupiter is approaching what is called a cazimi, a rare alignment where it sits embraced by the sun's light, and this timing could not be better for you. Jupiter amplifies whatever it touches, and right now, it is touching your natural warmth, your self-belief, your ability to walk into a room and shift its energy just by being yourself. So while Pluto is stirring intensity in your relationships, Jupiter is quietly insisting that your light does not need to shrink to keep the peace. And there is a third thread weaving through today that softens the whole picture. Neptune, sitting in the part of your chart tied to philosophy, distant horizons, and expanded perspective, is forming a supportive angle with that same intense Pluto energy. In practical terms, that means the fastest way out of any tension today is not debate. It is stepping back. A podcast that reframes your thinking, a spiritual idea that resets your mood, even a daydream about somewhere far from home. These small mental escapes may do more for you than trying to win an argument ever could. Take a breath here, because this next part is where the day gets personal. In love, that Sun-Pluto intensity does not necessarily mean conflict. It means depth. If you are partnered, today favors honesty over performance. Vulnerability, the kind where you actually say what you are afraid to say, tends to deepen understanding right now rather than create distance. If you are single, that same magnetic Jupiter energy makes you more noticeable than usual, but the real test is not attracting attention. It is staying grounded in your own worth while someone else's opinion of you is in the room. You may notice a pull to control how a conversation goes. Resist it. Ask what the other person is actually objecting to before you defend your entire character. Confidence that can survive a question without turning into a contest is far more persuasive than confidence that needs to win. That same lesson carries straight into how you handle people at work today. Professionally, this is not the day to manage everyone else's emotions. If tension surfaces between colleagues or someone challenges a decision you have already made, the instinct to smooth it over, to mediate, to keep the peace for everyone, is strong in you right now. But today rewards restraint more than rescue. Many people with this configuration report that stepping back from other people's conflicts, rather than absorbing them, actually earns more respect than jumping in to fix things. Save your energy for the work that reflects your own standards, not everyone else's comfort. That instinct to protect your energy matters just as much when it comes to your finances today. Money decisions right now do not need to be dramatic to matter. The same steady, grounded self-worth Jupiter is amplifying can show up in small financial choices, a subscription you finally cancel, a purchase you delay by a day, a moment where you choose value over impulse. These small adjustments tend to carry more weight than they appear to in the moment, quietly shaping your financial picture over the coming weeks more than any single big decision would. Here is what makes today genuinely rare, and it is the piece worth remembering long after this video ends. You have an intensity transit and an expansion transit peaking in the same window, which means the very same day that makes your relationships feel loaded is also the day designed to remind you how much light you naturally carry. Most people will only feel the tension and miss the gift sitting right beside it. The friction and the confidence are not fighting each other. They are two verses of the same song, one testing you, the other reminding you why you do not need to shrink to pass the test. That is worth sitting with for a moment, because it changes how you carry yourself through the rest of the day. Physically, your body may be asking for something gentler than your usual pace. If the week has felt relentless, that is not weakness catching up with you, it is information. Slower movement, yoga, stretching, or simply unhurried breathing can help release intensity that has been building beneath the surface. Mentally, this is a good day to appreciate what is already growing in your life, rather than measuring it against someone else's timeline. Some Vedic practitioners might frame today's steadying influence through the moon's placement in an optimistic, freedom-loving sign, and note that certain remedies, collars, or mantras can support emotional balance during intense transits like this one. That kind of guidance is always meant to be personalized to an individual's birth chart rather than applied universally, so treat it as an option to explore, not a rule to follow. At home, that same softening applies. Family members or people you live with may be more sensitive than usual, picking up on tension even when nothing's been said directly. Rather than stepping in to fix or explain, sometimes simply being present, without trying to manage the emotional temperature of the room, is the more powerful move today. If travel comes up, even in small local ways, expect delays or last-minute changes to test your patience more than usual. Let it go rather than fighting the schedule. Spiritually, this is a day for quiet reflection rather than big declarations, a moment to notice how far you have grown rather than how far you still have to go. For those who like their signs, symbols, and small rituals, the hours between 10 and 11:30 in the morning carry a particularly favorable current today, and magenta stands out as a color that resonates with your energy right now. So here is what today is really asking of you. Listen before you defend. Protect your peace instead of managing everyone else's. Let a small financial choice matter more than it seems to. And let your light stay lit, not because nothing is testing you, but because something is, and it still has not dimmed you. If this kind of grounded, no fluff reading resonates with you, it helps more than you would think to share it with another Leo who needs to hear it today, and to stay close for tomorrow's sky, because this particular intensity is only just getting started.